Okay, so just make yourself comfortable on your back and have the space around your mat on your head end free. And at first, start however you want to be on your back. Knees bent, legs long, like in Shavasana, arms by your sides, one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. However you like to begin. And let your eyes close. And just starting to let your bones settle down. To let your muscles soften around your bones. And even to let your breathing be soft. Just everything soft and easy. I'm just starting to notice the weight of your skull on the floor. The backs of your arms, wherever they're touching. How your shoulders and your hips are heavier than sort of the middle of your back or your low back. All the way down to your feet. Just allowing everything to settle like sand at the bottom of the ocean. And today, just let your breath come naturally all the way through your practice, with the intention of just keeping it soft and maybe not shallow, but not these intentional deep breaths that we so often aim for in our practice. Soft but thorough, I guess. And then just start to let your, if your legs are out long, let your feet plant on the ground, let your knees bend, and starting with just a gentle windshield wiper side to side. Just checking it out. Rolling from hip to hip. Kind of feeling all the knobbly little bits of your pelvis, your spine, your shoulder blades pressing into the mat as you go by. And stop in the center, pull your right knee into your chest and let your left leg come out long. Just give it a nice little squeeze. Squeeze it in toward your chest and then kind of out toward your armpit. Just along that arc. And just noticing how when you move just a tiny bit from left to right, how it changes where you feel that sensation. And then bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee and find just the babyest little twist. You don't even have to bring your knee all the way across. Just kind of let your right hip lift up and your right knee come across the midline somewhere. If you already feel like a bigger twist, then by all means let your leg drop over. But just a little introduction here. We have other twists right after this. So just a nice little intro. And then let your right foot lower, pull your left knee into your chest, right leg extends. And then same thing, just kind of squeeze right into the middle, and then a little out, and then a little out. Kind of all the way out to the side and back in. And if there's a particular spot along that path that feels good, maybe stick around there a little bit longer. Just find a little bit of movement there. And then switch your knee into your right hand and pull it across the middle. And you can send your left arm out to the side or keep it down close to you. And just notice the difference from side to side in your hip, in your spine, across your the top of your chest and your pecs. And come back into center. Let both of your feet plant on the ground. Hop your hips over to the left and roll to your right side. So we're kind of in a little fetal position. I guess I should have said for you to get a blanket or a block under your head if you want. I don't know, it might get in the way. But knees kind of 90 degrees to your hips. And let your left palm rest on your right. So we're going to stay here for 2 sets of 3 different twists. So this first one, slide your left palm way off of your right hand so that your fingertips are kind of right in your left wrist crease. And for this one, just drag your fingertips all up your right arm, all across your chest, and open out to the left. And then on your way back, come across the sky and palms together. So 2 more times of that. Just slide your hand off of your right hand, just as far as you can. And then drag fingertips all up the inside of your arm, all across your chest, opening out, reaching as far as you can to the left, and then back up across the sky. And then one more time, slide your hand and drag it all the way open. This time, just stay for an extra breath or 2. Just kind of notice where that twist settles in your body. And then back up and over, palm to palm. And then this time, this next set of 3, slide your hand off. Keep your eye gaze on your left thumb. Drag your left thumb across the floor over your head, as much as it will. It might not stay all the way on the ground, but the end result winds up being, it looks the same, it just feels different. And then drag your thumb back across the floor over your head, and then palm to palm again. And we'll do that 2 more times. Keeping your hand as close to the floor as you can, all the way open into that twist. And then back through that kind of rainbow shape. And then one more time, this last time, leaving that twist open. And it's so interesting that it feels so much different. It's essentially the exact same shape, but just how you enter it changes how it feels. And take one more breath. And slide your hand back across that arc, and then hand to hand. And you can just roll over onto your other side. And we'll do the same. So knees 90 degrees out from your hips. This time right hand rests on top of left. Slide your right hand off until your left fingertips are kind of right in that wrist crease. Drag your right fingertips up your arm across your chest and open. And up across the sky, back until hands are touching. And slide it off. Drag it back like you're pulling a bow and arrow. And up and over. And last time, across the chest, and then stay for an extra beat. And just noticing how different the twist is from side to side, if it is. And come back across the top. And this time, after you slide your right hand off of your left, drag your thumb overhead into your twist. And back to where you started. And then that's 2 more times. Up and over. And back again. And then this last time we stay. And drag it back one more time. And then just kind of keep that momentum going all the way up to hands and knees. And start in your tabletop. If you prefer to have your hands on blocks for your tabletop, so you can let your fingers kind of drape over the front and sides of the block, that might feel nicer on your wrists. But send your right heel back, toes stay on the ground, and just a little shift forward and back. Opening up the bottom of the foot, the Achilles, the calf. Just a little back and forth here. And bring your right knee back down. Send your right fingertips up to the sky. And then slide your right arm through. If your hands are on blocks, it might be easier to move your blocks out of the way here. And find your twist. And then do what you want to with your left arm. Slide it behind your back. Leave your hand right in front of your eye gaze. Or walk your fingertips to the top of your mat. Maybe see what it's like to really spread your fingers wide and press the back of your right hand down into the mat. Or not. Then wherever you are, slide your left hand back to where it started. Sweep your right hand up. And then back to your tabletop. Send your left foot behind. And start working your way forward and back. Kind of spreading out your toes here. Shifting forward, shifting back. And then your knee returns, right hand comes right underneath your eye gaze. Send your left fingertips up to the sky. Slide your left arm under. And decide what you want to do with your right arm. Maybe it's the same as what you did on the other side, maybe not. And experimenting with the amount of pressure you push your left arm down into the mat with. And bring your right hand back to where it started. Send your left fingertips up to the sky. And back to your tabletop. Come to seated. And come into Sukhasana. Just easy seat. Or if you prefer Baddha Konasana with the bottoms of your feet together, it doesn't matter too much. And you can use your blocks to support your legs if you want, but just let your hands rest on your knees. And start clockwise into these nice big torso circles. They might not be that big at first, and as you start to move around the dial, they maybe start to get a little bigger as your muscles warm up to the idea of moving in this way. And then switching directions. Stopping in the middle once you kind of feel evened out. And send your right foot in front of you. Leave your left knee bent. And if you want to support it with a block, you can do that or not. And let the bottom of your left foot fall wherever it wants to on the inside of your right leg. Inhale up. And on your exhale, fold over your right leg. Let your hands just fall wherever they like. Just kind of notice where the stretch goes in an asymmetrical pose. So we've got stuff going on in the right hamstring, but also maybe the left hip, the left low back, maybe a little bit under the armpits. It kind of maybe feels like a little bit of a twist. And each inhale, rise up a little bit. Lengthen the spine. Pull your heart forward toward your foot and exhale, soften down. Maybe finding a little bit more length in the spine or in the hamstrings. And if you want, you can let your head lower down, chin to chest. It might be too intense, like down the sides of your spine. Or it might be awesome. And inhale, walk your way up and then switch sides. Right foot pulls in, left leg extends. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. And then same deal, kind of with each breath, coaxing just a little bit more length without forcing anything in the back of the leg, in the right side of the back, in the spine. Decide whether you want to lower your chin down. Make your way all the way back up. Then we'll send both feet out, just to even things out a little bit. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Let your knees soften a little bit if they want to. If they feel like kind of popping up, let them do that. And make your way back up to seated. And then before you make your way to your back, however you want to set up for fish, either with a bolster or with your blocks, do that. And there's just not a real graceful way to do it that I have found. And then that, if you're using blocks, you can have it lengthwise along your spine or across your shoulder blades. Totally up to you how you want to manage that. And then wherever you want that second block behind your head, maybe on the next highest height or on the same height. It just depends on how it feels for your head to be upside down. If you feel like you're underwater when you do that, or if you need a little bit more support and length in the spine, in the cervical spine, rather than having your head dip back. Totally up to you. And totally up to you how you position your legs. Just allowing your skeleton to kind of drape around your props. And letting your muscles kind of follow suit, allowing your bones to drop even further. Just kind of letting everything come open. I was in class yesterday. It was Valentine's Day, and my teacher So as you know, it's Valentine's Day, so as a yoga teacher, I'm required by law to do heart openers. So I guess this is our Valentine's Day heart opener. Let me just find another couple breaths here. Finding any other place to let go and soften just a teeny bit more. And slowly, slowly, slowly come off of your props and find yourself in your Shavasana. However you want that to look today, you can stay in your fish if you're so inclined. And here are some more words from that that yoga poetry book that I have going in and in, Donna Folds. It's called Remember This. Vast and changeless, the ground of being is not rocked by ripples on the pond. The firmament from which we spring, the divinity at the heart of things, doesn't wax or wane with mind states or wither in the mind. We come from stronger stuff than feelings. Essence does not fail or fade, diminish or trade reality for illusion. We are wordless, wide, and wise beyond time. Within us is a flame of truth that never dies. Let that be the focal point of life. Let that be the light that guides us from the shadows. Find 2 more full deep breaths. And start to make your way back up to seated. And we send arms out and up and take a last big breath in together. And pull hands into heart center and let it go. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace.